Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And now, my question of today is: what country are you guys watching from? Last time, the USA, specifically Texas, won by far. And today, I want to see yet again what crazy places you guys are watching from. So put it in the comment section down below. I think it's really interesting to see. So now the first article of today comes from Tyler Winklevoss, a person who I don't really like to cover on the channel too often because, of course, Gemini, XRP, they don't really get along too well. However, Tyler just posted something on Twitter which really caught my attention. And by the way, if you guys are enjoying these episodes, please support the channel by pressing the like button and subscribing. Helps me out a ton and helps especially with the YouTube algorithm. He said over on Twitter, "This is why Bitcoin is gold 2.0. It's mathematically impossible to counterfeit. 83 tons of fake gold bars, market rocketed by massive China counterfeit." And I found it a really interesting idea, hypothesis. I don't even know what you want to call it, really. The idea of really saying Bitcoin is another sort of gold because you can't counterfeit it. And if I'm pronouncing this word wrong, put it in the comment section down below. I tried my best, but sometimes, the pronunciations are not perfect. But just put your complaints down there. Now, I've thought about this for a little bit, and one of the conclusions I came up with is that it's actually very difficult to really rule out one or the other. So the question of, should it be considered as a safe haven slash like a secure, not security, but secure asset for if the government falls, or should it more so be considered a currency? And really, I guess kind of a thing people are going to use instead of the US dollar once maybe the government falls or maybe quantitative easing gets too crazy. Because really, if you start to think about it, they're kind of the same thing, but they're also really completely different. Because if they were to be really used as a currency, I'm talking about Bitcoin here, really the main purpose is not for the price to go up that much, but really for it to be as liquid as possible and for it to not be counterfeitable. That's, I guess, applicable to both. But really, it's more so of, it needs to be very, very liquid, as many places as possible. You can use it for as many purchases as possible. And really, the price, I guess, does not matter that much. On the contrary, if it were to be more so of an asset or safe haven, well, the price is all that really matters. And the scarcity, those two things play the most major role out there for if it were to be a safe haven. The reason I can't really make up my mind is because, well, which of the two would the primary one be? And if you think about currency, you don't really think of gold. And if you think about an asset, you don't really think of the US dollar. So is Bitcoin really the best hybrid now out there, the craziest one? Or am I forgetting something that also is kind of like Bitcoin? Kind of a currency, or really, like, it should be primarily a currency because, it's a cryptocurrency, or more like a crypto commodity. Am I missing something here? What do you guys think? Put it in the comment section down below. I personally think Bitcoin could very well act like a gold 2.0, but its primary purpose is still to be a currency, and thus we should not label it this way because really it's kind of mislabeling it for the purpose it's supposed to be having. If it were to be a good hedge against this whole market that could come due to quantitative easing and a big crisis, that's good, but still the primary function should be currency, not being a safe haven, not being a inverse correlation to traditional stocks or things like that. But let me know your opinion down below. I'm really interested to see what you guys think. I just thought the article was pretty interesting to get you to think about that type of stuff. XRP army hit yet by another very elaborate scam. And whenever I see this type of stuff, man, I get sad because I know some people have most likely, if not surely, fallen for it already. Because that's always the catch, It's very, very fun to look in hindsight and say, oh, that's a pretty stupid scam and laugh about it. But once it goes on, there are people who don't really get it, see it, or understand that a scam is going on. And especially with these types of quite elaborate, but also very freaking sneaky types of scams. So to scroll through a little bit, scammers are targeting the XRP community with a convincing email promising rewards through staking. The promises go further with another email promising a share of 5 million XRP to be unlocked by Ripple. Both emails are part of an elaborate scam to lure investors into parting with their hard-earned XRP. And again, for all of you, please, 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 always check senders really well. Try to not click links if you don't have to. Just type it into your browser yourself. Please. Don't send Ripple money. They're never going to ask you for it. They're never going to email you to send money or things like that. That's so just ridiculous. So keep that in the back of your head. Even I, or the digital asset investor, or Bearable Bull, none of us, none of the crypto guys, whatever, will ever email you to give you a new crazy opportunity where you should invest in. If I were to ever think about such an endeavor, whatever, I would tell you in a video, and that would kind of show the legitimacy that it's me, right? But if I'm not doing that, just understand I'm not sending you an email. Because I've been getting a couple of complaints over the years. I mean, it's going on for the last years already. Or people saying, hey, somebody's acting in your name, or somebody sent me an email. Is that you? Or, hey, man, why didn't you reply anymore to my my question about this or that? And it's always just with my reaction, like, what do you mean? What email are you talking about? Because it happens all the time. But if we scroll through a little bit, Tiffany Hayden posted on Twitter, "Scam alert, this email made it past my junk filter and looks legit." But it's not. Somebody just messaged me because they've been scammed. Delete this email and don't click on the link. And again, guys, that's going to be for all of you that are, not thinking straight right now or something like that. It's never really Ripple that was sending you an email like this, but it may look really freaking real. So here at the top, it looks like it comes from Ripple. It says Ripple, so I can understand that part. Introducing Proof of Keys Ownership and Staking Event. Proof of Keys Ownership and Staking Event. We've always been proud to have the largest and most active community since our project began. Our thanks go to all of you out there supporting and promoting the XRP vision and groundbreaking financial technology. And, it goes a little bit further into this with a couple of links inside of that. Crypto Retweets also said, "I got this on June 9th. Kind of fishy to me. Didn't open personal email though." And again, this is what the entire thing looks like. As the global, this is another one actually. XRP community update, incentives and support for XRP holders. As the global sanitary crisis seems to be ending and the global economy moving on, Ripple has stepped forward economic rebound ahead of its competition. Through the community incentive plan, batches of XP will be distributed periodically based on active user balances. Make sure to follow our latest blog post and follow the account whitelisting instructions as the first distribution begins on June 9th. Thank you, Team Ripple. And again, it kind of looks legit. I mean, not completely, but I can understand why somebody would just press this really quickly. Because, they got the tags at the bottom. I really don't know how they got that done, but they did. A little bit of a logo at the top here. Looks pretty damn good. I understand. Now, for all of you that are getting these types of things, again, don't press it. Really think it all through. Watch out. And hopefully that's enough awareness for now. Also, something cool, which I just see here. Vidya Money says, "Thrilled to join the Ripple family. If you're an engineer looking to make a real impact on people around the world, we're hiring." Wow. Right? If you're an engineer, well, you know where to go. Just telling you, you know where to go. One of the coolest companies out there at this point. Damn, guys. Damn. And also David Goggstein, actually a couple of really cool tweets here, says, "When people say XRP is worthless and it's going to zero, it gets me really tight because when I ask why, no one has an answer." And they used to always say, banker coin this, banker coin that, until I think the people noticed that the banking system is really where the most amount of money is to be made. And also that is not really a bad part about it all. The only one, or actually I see two reasons why people say it, and that's either because Ripple has too much, and that Ripple will sell it on us, or like, for example, Jim McCaleb will. And the second one is it will be deemed a security. Those two reasons I've seen very often, so it's not completely true what he's saying, but I get the idea. And XRP Rose says, I often wonder how many of us out there actually is in the XRP community. If you see this tweet, please like and retweet so I can tally it up. Guys, put it down below if you hold XRP. If you don't, also put it down below. Because, I mean, you don't have to, all right? You don't have to. It's not the only coin out there that's going to do good. But it's a pretty interesting coin, so I like to cover it. Ripple Technical Analysis. XRP to USD on the verge of plummeting to 10 cents. XRP to USD has been generally weaker than the rest of the crypto, and there are many support levels nearby for XRP. So even though it's sad, it's a little bit of the truth, all right? And you always gotta, accept the truth and understand, when it's not gonna go good, or when you have to worry, or when you have to sell, or things like that. And one of the things with XRP, I guess, at this point right now is, well, the price is deteriorating. At least over the last month or so, the price has been going down. And there's not really any big support holding it anymore. I mean, I would say, just looking at this chart, one would be possibly over here, over at this 19.2 area, but we're already way past that. And let's see if there's another bigger one we can kind of stretch. No, 44, that's all way too high. So it's really difficult to see exactly where any support lies. It might be a really, really historical support all the way from 2017. Or maybe, no, this is all too high either. So yeah, basically the point is here, if we keep falling lower, there's not really too much room to fall. And it might just fall down lower and lower and lower, because what's going to stop it is really basically the question. However, there might be one more point somewhere, but I don't think so, guys. I think this might be one of the lowest points where we're going to experience right now. And it's going to be interesting to see exactly what's going to bring. I mean, it might have one or two supports at the latest area over here. Where is it now? You guys know exactly what I mean. Like one of the areas here. But yeah, it's not going to be major support. It might just be... It's just a small area, which makes it kind of sad. But all right, you guys get it. It might be a little bit bearish, but if you're a long-term holder, it doesn't really matter too much. The most secretive Bitcoin wallet just moved nearly $1 billion. The biggest mystery Bitcoin wallet has just been emptied, but where has the money gone? The largest unknown Bitcoin wallet just moved its funds to another two wallets. It was the largest non-exchange Bitcoin address, and a huge transaction cost the huge transaction cost just $48. 48 cent dollars. How do you say that? 48 cents of dollars in fees. Dollar cents. That's it, I think, right? $48. That's it. Bitcoin block bot posted on Twitter. Whale alert, somebody just moved 101,000 Bitcoin, or 933 million, which is extremely, extremely crazy. But yeah, do you really need to know more about it? Nobody knows exactly what's happening to the money. It's just being split. But I mean, why care, right? Why would you care about this type of stuff? Maybe it's one billionaire. Maybe it's still a little bit of a fund that hasn't really been public, or something like that. I mean, why care about this type of stuff? Unless he's doing something crazy about it, it doesn't really matter too much. What might add though to the severity of this is that this may mess up a little bit of the ratio with how many Bitcoins were being held, just held stagnantly, because now $1 billion has just been moved, and $1 billion has not been moved for a very long time, is what I fetched from this article, which kind of means that, those whole ratings of saying, hey, 66% of the Bitcoin has not been moved for X amount of time. Well, that kind of falls apart when $1 million or $1 billion just got moved. And again, that's no joke. 100,000 Bitcoin is a pretty huge amount, if you ask me. Bitcoin may hit $400,000, driven by a hash rate war between the US and Iran, says Max Kaiser. Now, I don't want to get too deep into this because I don't think YouTube really likes these types of issues. But it's a pretty interesting read. I recommend you guys all to check through it. And one thing I must warn and tell you guys again about, and again. It's also something that David Schwartz has explained tons of times, is that Bitcoin is not the safest asset to go for because it can be 51% attacked. And one of the only things it's going to need is a lot of money. We're talking possibly about trillions of dollars, but that's really all it's going to need. And you can make a lot of money back by shorting Bitcoin because, well, you're going to really destroy it. So, you short Bitcoin really heavily, break Bitcoin, and get a lot of money back with people who still try to believe in it and buy your shorts. So, yeah, my thought on that is it's pretty scary. It's pretty scary that it could just be gone in the split of a second if something like that were to happen. That is also something you should keep in the back of your head. Maybe a big war between the US and China might spur something like that up as well, which is something to think about. But guys, that will be it for today's video. I think I have another one planned for in a couple of hours, so I'm going to try to put all the info because I have too many things I want to tell you guys about crypto for today. Too many articles open. I'm going to comprise them all to a little 15-minute or so video, and you'll see that in a couple of hours. So stay tuned, guys. Make sure you press the like button and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Take care and have a very, very nice day.